Overnight, Bloomberg reported that iPhone is still on track. Let's try and understand this. Some analysis with Anurag Rana of Bloomberg Intelligence. It's almost in isolation, the idea that there will be a 20th anniversary largely glass handset. The bigger point that Jefferies was making is they want to see Apple find a mechanism to raise ASPs and maintain higher ASPs for longer. Let's start there. Why does that even matter?
See, the reason it matters right now is because of higher memory prices, you will have an impact on unit shipments. Now, Apple's really gained market share over the last 2 quarters, and in fact, we think it's going to be this quarter as well, because it's only one of the only ones in the premium segment that has not raised iPhone prices, and that's going to most likely happen in the fall. So, eventually when you raise prices for consumer devices, the shipments don't go down. So ASP increase is the single most important thing for them to continue to show iPhone segment growth rate for the next couple of years.
In Mark Gurman's reporting, we don't have a price for the proposed 20th anniversary glass-centric iPhone. But I guess the logic is that that would be a premium model. It's one mechanism, along with the folding phone, to have a mix of handsets where you can command higher ASPs.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, the foldable, if it comes out to what I think Mark has said, somewhere around $2,500 or somewhere in that range. I mean, yes. That's a massive lift compared to whatever the basic price of $1,200 or $1,300 for a Pro Max or somewhere in that. So, I mean, you can even imagine for that audience that can buy a Pro Max, you're going and getting a similar device with a much higher ASP. So that's a big lift to that. The question really is, how many of those are there in your ecosystem? Because think about it, Apple sells somewhere in the range of 220 to 240 million phones a year. I mean, how many of those could be in that category? So I think that's a more important piece at this point. But memory price is far more important for Apple than anything else.
What Mark reported last night is that Apple still plans to launch iPhone Pro models next year that have the glassy look, glass used on the front and back, curving into the size of the devices that have a metal band. An Apple representative declined to comment. Real quick, what did Apple get wrong in that earnings print last quarter? Was it supply chain mismanagement, misreading demand?
I think it could be just a matter of that the stock has gone through a massive run. I mean, if you look at the multiple before it started to go down, it was in the low 30s where all the hyperscalers were, trading in the low 20s. So I think it's a big mismatch in terms of valuation than anything else. I think everything else they said was pretty much in line with what people were expecting, and a big iPhone number, which is not easy to replicate, frankly, given the history of the phone being saturated around the world.